Today we will not be joined by my brother. He's not feeling well. So my co-host Equality will not be joining us. This will be solo. Now the subjects that I was gonna bring up, I unfortunately won't be able to delve into because it requires both of us, not just one-sided for this. We want to give you the best cast we can. But I will inform you we're going to attempt to tomorrow make up for tonight's episode. Um, we'll do our best, depending on how he's feeling tomorrow. But I'll tell you what they're going to be. It's going to be about Daniel Prude. I hope I pronounced that right. Um, Jacob Blake, George Floyd. I'm going to bring up Breonna Taylor, but I'm going to focus on the three males because they have a great deal of similarities. Um, Not to say what happened to Breonna was any less significant to the subject or not important, but unfortunately, the way of her um, murder and death was severely different and slightly similar since it was due to her interactions unknowingly by the police, meaning she didn't know she was interacting with them. But the other three gentlemen were directly interacting with the police in their situation, and two murders and one um, crippling. I just don't, or not disability, but we'll say because he's paralyzed. Okay, him being paralyzed. Um, but tonight we're gonna have to change subjects for more than obvious reasons. Um, but I will get deeper into those with my brother and hopefully a guest, maybe. So what I want to talk about is something a little more dear and near, I guess. How is it okay for someone to blatantly lie? Not exaggerate, not dramatize, but flat out lie and still get cheers and looked up to like some kind of idol. It's disturbing. I'm almost certain my friendly neighborhood douche canoe probably looks up to him too as some kind of God sent idol. Um, in like some kind of cult type environment. But Donald Trump, he says, look back at Biden's record, look back at Biden's interviews, look back at Biden this and Biden that, and it makes outlandish claims that didn't take place. Like, Biden didn't say defund the police. Biden didn't say open the borders, let everybody in, have some fun. None of these things has Biden ever said. But yet Donald Trump says they literally came out of his mouth. No. But when Donald Trump says things, then when he's questioned about them, claims they never came out of his mouth. But there's actual records of news conferences and rallies where he did it. And he still denies it. And they're like, yeah, stop picking on Trump. We're stating facts, not picking on him. If I was to pick on him, I'd call him an orange douche canoe. But these are facts. He literally named a virus the Kung Fu flu, then the Kung Fu virus, then I think I'm not going to quote any other name other than the China virus. That's not the name of this virus. He's purposely calling it terms to attack China. Now, if that's what they called it from the beginning, I would disapprove, but it is what it is. It did come from China. Or it started from, let me rephrase that, be very specific. Because what I meant by come from was that's where it started and it came this way. It's only a matter of location, location, location. Has nothing to do with the Chinese in my explanation. It has something to do with the origin on land. The land it came from. But it shouldn't have been called China Kung Fu of any kind. But all his supporters, that's not racist. What is that? Hey, they came from China. But what's that got to do with the Kung Fu? Kung Fu's not a location in China. Kung Fu is a martial arts that encompasses multiple, but not a location. And even if it was a location, it didn't come from there either. I don't know every location in China, and I'm not going to assume anything. But I know the records show that it came from Wuhan, was it the fresh food market? If he called it the Wuhan virus, I wouldn't be mad and probably wouldn't even dare to call it racist because he picked a location because it's where it came from. In the beginning, he's purposely changing it to batter China, to the China virus, and the Kung Fu virus, and the Kung Fu flu. These are all to get rises out of the audience as he attacks China and makes fun of them. Because his audience is a bunch of bullies. So they think it's funny to make fun of someone who's different than them for that reason. Like to hurt their feelings. Now, listen, as you already know, I'm one for making jokes, cracking jokes, busting chops. But I'm not going to walk up to somebody from China and say, me Chinese, and start mocking them. Anytime I mock anything, usually it's mocking a mockery. So like, SNL or something I saw in one of those skits, I'm mocking that skit. I'm not mocking the Chinese directly as maybe they may be. I mean, it doesn't make it right, but my intentions have nothing to do with the Chinese, have nothing to do with Mexicans or any other skit they making on TV. I'm just mocking the skit or repeating it. And if it can make it on TV, I guess it's acceptable. Then again, maybe it shouldn't be. But who am I to make that judgment? Apparently not. But I don't do it. But if I ever have, I never walked up to the people they're mocking and did it to them. If that makes any difference, I wasn't doing it because of them. So I would never disrespect them by doing that. Donald Trump is specifically trying to antagonize China in his bullshit trade war. Tariffs don't help us. We Americans pay those tariffs. China doesn't. Mexico doesn't. We do. When we buy the products from these places that this douche canoe captain puts tariffs on, we pay them. Everybody's cheering, yay, tariffs! Before you, yay, tariffs! How about you make it out of kindergarten? Because you're up in the douche canoe with Captain Douche Canoe if you don't know what you're talking about. The tariffs we put on China or Mexico or France or Canada, it becomes something we pay when we order their products. And same thing with big corporations. If they order steel, electricity, gold, bananas, ice cream from these countries with the tariffs, they pay them. And then they hand it down to us. His whole tariff thing is trying to get us not to buy their stuff, to try to hurt them by not buying their stuff. But almost what? I really have to look at the figures, 60 or 75 or more percent of the things we use come from there. And for the most part, can't come from here. Either we don't have the land, we don't have the manufacturing, or it still cost us too much to make it here. So he's not helping us. He's hurting us. Oh, he put the tariffs. Go figure out what the hell they are, then talk and get out of diapers and stop banging your sister. Oops, did I say that out loud? Oh, guess so. Oh, well. On to the fact is, every action he's taken it towards a race. Not a country, a race. So that means all the ones that are in this country from those countries of those those races, he's attacking them. When you say, and you have a following, I can't stand Baskin Robbins. That's my opinion. But guess what? My followers are going to do what? And there's going to be a percentage of you to go, I know the answer. There's going to be a percentage of you, I don't get it. My followers are going to stop eating Baskin Robbins ice cream. Well, if I have enough following, like Trump's sycophants, then they're going to all stop eating Baskin Robbins because he told them to, by saying something negative towards them or about them. Like how he said the Mexicans are bringing in rapists, murderers, drug dealers, and gangbangers. So what do you think that did to his retarded base? Made them hate, fear, and want to harm Mexicans to protect their family. Like Like the other episode that I just finished with my brother about the douche canoe. You remember him. The douche canoe, I got into an argument on Twitter. Because this douche canoe, he believes because his life is on the line, it's okie to shoot somebody in the back. Now I'm headed to his tweet right now. Where is the douche canoe's statement on how it's okay to shoot somebody in the back? Because what was a cop supposed to do? Get stabbed? No, stand back. Durr. Here we go, douche canoe number 1. So let's go here, and we go here, then we go here. That's not the one. Okay. Where is the douche canoe? Alright. So, why isn't it on it? No, no, no. There's the douche canoe. So let's bring him back, and I don't care. Cover my beautiful face. That's right, I'm beautiful. I don't give a shit. Nah. My looks don't matter to me. Only thing that matters to me is the raw truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Okay. Now, there I am. Did you miss me? So, this is what I'm talking about. Right here, he states verbatim that what's the cop supposed to do? Get stabbed? Right there. So, this douche canoe, there he is again, douchey SL underscore LCC. Well, let's start with at. I don't play very well with Instagram, but I do my best. At SL underscore LCC. So, as you can see here, he says it's okay to shoot somebody in the back if you're scared for your life. I want to cry with such stupidity. But it ain't worth it. Because you know what? At the end of the day, he's a douche canoe. So, his ignorance of the law versus how I feel inside. Listen, don't get me wrong. If you stab me, hurt my family member, I have no problem making you eat a grenade. Up here. But I know that's cowardice and an unfair battle. And I'm not a sniper or an assassin. So at the time of the situation, I got to do what's right. And shooting somebody in the back once, let alone 7 times, at close range, in front of 3 minors, yeah, that's a coward. And I'll tell you this. It isn't me picking on the police or a police officer. Like I told you many, many times, I grew up in the hood of the South Bronx. I could take you on a tour if I had a working truck. It needs power steering. We're not going to get into that. But if I were to do what this dude did, this officer, and even if it was to another guy, okay? Take away, I'm not a cop, just me being in the hood with the homies. And I would have walked up to some other dude in the most cowardice fashion, creep up behind him in front of his 3 children, and cap him in the back like a gangster. I'll have to answer to them. No question. And anyone can be asked in the ghetto. They'll tell you, if that's what you do, you will have to answer to them. So, if even a hoodlum won't do it, then how is the highest order in the land okay to do it? So that makes him more of a coward, less a man than a hoodlum he's supposed to pull over and arrest. Mm. Whew. I lost my train of thought because my head hurts. I digress. Because you know what? I did lose my train of thought. But that was part of the subject I was going to discuss with my brother. But let's get back on Trump, where I started one day. So, in short, they're stupid. The sycophants. Not the people that believe in a mission or believe in what he claims is his purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to save the world. Oh. Lies. You haven't saved jack shit but money in the last 4 years. If you believe in this so-called mission, so be it. But I know people who have faith in him, want to reelect him, think he's not on a secret mission, but on a not in a flat out doing the right thing mission. He's giving us the truth behind the government, and that's a perfectly fine belief for them. But even they say he's a liar. Even they say that ain't right. Even they say, yeah, he's a racist. So, in short, those aren't the people I'm afraid of or worried about or concerned on or even thinking about in a negative manner. That's their belief. And I had a conversation with someone who believes in his words to a degree. And she said to me her point of view, and I said mine. And I said, I guess we will see. That was it. It was essentially, neither one of us know for certain what's going to be in the future. Is he going to back up his words, or is he going to prove that he's lying? I don't know. We just have to believe what we believe and go from there. So I didn't even get offended by what she said. Like, are you nuts? Because there's nothing wrong with her feeling that way. But she doesn't deny that he's a snake or Um, not, I don't know, I forget the word she used, but she agrees, I believe, that he's lied, or he's a liar, or she doesn't like him for one reason or another personally. But when it comes to her faith that he's going to rid us of the vermin, she believes. And I can't be mad at that. And I don't want to be. But he's still captain of the douchery canoe. And he will guide that douche canoe right down the doucherary river. And if I'm right, when she or they or anyone wants to jump out the boat, I catch them. Because if I'm right, he's pulled the wool over their eyes. If I'm wrong, then I'm blinded by some other form of blinders, like I can't stand the orange douche canoe. But gonna have a little contest. In my last video, I seem to say one word over and over again quite often. Whoever takes their time and can count all that word, and if they're right, I don't know, there'll be some kind of prize. If and when I am able to make merch, maybe you get a discount and I'll make sure you get it. Or maybe you just win $50. I don't know. But you'll have some time on your hands to count the word I used so often. So when you're old and gray and you're finally finished counting, give me a holla. Leave the numbers in the comments, and if you're right, maybe I'll give you a choice of something. I don't know, but I just know I said a word a lot, and I want to see if anyone was paying any attention. You know, it was very subtle. I just want to end on, I don't want Trump to lose because I don't like Trump. I believe thus far everything he's done has been one big fuckery. And I believe another 4 years of this fuckery, my family will suffer. And it's just something I can't swallow. Because I think he's full of shit. That's my opinion. Will I be mad at you if you disagree? Of course not. But I will be mad in the sense that I will come back at you like a bulldozer, in the sense like I did the douche canoe, who heard whatever he wanted to freaking hear. I said it's against the law. No, it ain't. Second Amendment says you individual has a right to shoot someone. Yes, it does. If you're on their property, facing them, but not in the fucking back. There's not one law. And I asked them, I think, twice, maybe 3 times, show me the law and I'll retract my mouth. Oh, what do you expect me to do? Stand there and be shot and starved and blah, and ran over by a bus? No. But that doesn't justify back shooting. We spent our whole lives looking out and afraid of backstabbers for a reason. But this douche canoe, because I think because it was a black man and he was a not black officer and he's a white supremacist douchebag. Now that doesn't mean white supremacists are douchebags, Some are nice guys. They believe what they believe, but they're nice. This is a douche. So, sorry, douche canoe. So, him saying that it's okay to shoot him in the back, I'm almost 100% certain if it was a white guy, he'd be like, oh, that's unfair. Poor white guy. That's my opinions based on educated attitude, the rhythm of his words, and the inferiority to his words. Because he's a douche canoe. Now, if you count the word in this message, it won't count. It was nowhere near as many. But if you want to, extra credit. So, that blind ignorance of people like him, and it may not even be a him. You know, that was kind of sexist, I guess. Them. I think it's a him because it sounded, the rhythm of the text and conversation sounded like a male. Could have been a woman. His, as you noticed in the last video, his Instagram is full of stolen content, which just proves he's shady. I've taken content off the internet, but I made sure it was free royalty and I was able to use it. But I didn't go to people's pages, oh, that shit is mine, that shit is mine, that shit is mine. As a matter of fact, I wanted to use, let me look his name up and I'll put him out there because I wanted to use his art and he didn't answer my DM, so I'm going to put him on, I don't want to say blast, but at Denny _ OW on Instagram. I wanted to use his art for this piece, and I would love to show you the art, but I don't have his permission to use it, and I'm going to respect that fact. But any free art on the internet that's not tagged and it's free royalty, of course, I'm going to try to see if I can make it work, like the lightning bolt, some of the other stuff. It's a really prominent image. I like his artwork. I don't know if he does it himself or a friend of his does it and he puts it up. But it's definitely done by an individual because some of the caricatures are of actual people and things that actually happen to them. So I'm going to assume he makes his own art. And again, I'm going to assume he's a man. Because of the Denny and his main photo is a dude. So, on that note, I would like to use his art. But I guess, you know, like all things happen for a reason. My brother is too physically ill to be here. I can't do the originally decided episode because he needs to be here. So the artwork for this episode, if my brother made it, I don't have permission for yet. And I'm going to try all day tomorrow to get that permission. And if not tomorrow, then Saturday, Sunday. And if I am able to do the episode with my brother, then I'll have to use some other art and I'll change it later. Because you can change the thumbnails you see fit. But I won't leave you without a thumbnail. On that note, as always, I am your host, BX Bad Boy. Please subscribe and help out the channel. Please like. It helps the algorithm make us dance around. People can find us. But we really need subscriptions because we got 21 now. We need many, many more. And it helps the channel stay alive. Eventually, we all run out of money, right? Well, this money doesn't even come from you. See, it's free. All you got to do is subscribe and help us out and just watch, which I'm sure you want to anyway, because you wouldn't be listening to this part of the conversation. But the liking of the video also helps make our video stick out more. So the more likes we have, the more the algorithm says, hey, you guys want to look this up. On that note, be safe, wear a mask, keep social distancing, you keep yourself safe, you keep me and my son safe, and I greatly appreciate that. Peace!